Tonight, we are sharing the remarkable story of a man who is turning his own tragedy into hope for others.
And we want to warn you, parts of this story may be difficult to watch. Derek Puff from Harbor Beach survived an attempt to take his own life, but was left extremely injured from the incident. Recently, he became the 18th person in the country to receive a face transplant.
Derek is now using his experience to advocate for suicide prevention. 7 News Detroit reporter Sarah Michaels is listening to Derek and his mother about how the transplant transformed his life.
I am number 7, right there.
30-year-old Derek Puff is showing me the first version of himself, the one that in 2012 had a seemingly perfect life, a captain of his high school football team. He scored a touchdown in the game that won them the state championship.
I should say I was very happy when I did. I'll never forget that.
He had a 4.0, amazing friends and family, blessings that followed him to his freshman year of college. Stress about maintaining his success followed him as well.
I studied a lot, put a lot of pressure on myself.
The pressure weighed heavy, but Derek tells me overall he was really quite happy, which makes his story perhaps even more shocking.
I was on spring break. I came back from a ski trip up north with my friends. I had them over that night to play cards in the basement. And yeah, I don't remember getting the gun or doing any of that.
So before that day, you never had any thoughts of suicide?
No, never crossed my mind.
Derek was 19. He had no drugs or alcohol in his system. He and his mom, Lisa, had plans to go to church early the next day. She woke up and went to check on all of her kids around 1:30 in the morning.
I went to Derek's rooms first. He wasn't in his room. I went through the house, I couldn't find him, and Jerry went outside, and then I heard this loud scream, "Derek, no, Derek, no." And he yelled, "Call 911," and he said Derek shot himself. There was no face. It was a gunshot wound right to his head. Jerry put him in the vehicle face down, which really was the first miracle, because if he would have put him face up in the vehicle, he would have drowned on the blood just to get to our hospital.
No one thought that there was any possibility that Derek would live. His parents called their priest, his siblings prepared to say their goodbyes. He was on life support for weeks. Then
one day I said, "Derek, move your foot." And his foot started moving. We don't know what his quality of life is going to be, but there is something still there.
The only way I could communicate with people was try to write it on a whiteboard. So the one day I wrote down, "Where am I? Why am I here?" She said, "You got an accident." Okay, car accident. I wrote down that I hurt anyone. She told me what really happened. I wrote down I would never do that.
the second version of Derek began.
From 2014 through 2020, he underwent 58 surgeries.
What were you feeling in that time?
Angry. I mean, why would I do that to myself? And I thought, okay, I'm here. Let's get back to normal as fast as we can. All the little things you take for granted, I had to relearn how to do.
Somehow, Derek defied all odds and made it back home. But that does not mean that life got any easier. He no longer had a nose. He had lost an eye. His teeth and lips were mostly gone. The second version of himself looked very different.
I didn't go out in public.
People would point and, call him names, and it was just so hard.
When he did dare to go out, for instance, back to his high school football field to watch games, he would hide.
I go up in that tower right there.
Doctors tried everything to help Derek physically. He tells me they moved part of his leg to his forearm. They attempted to grow a nose for him on his arm. Then, after 10 years, Lisa told Derek that his only option left was a face transplant.
I told her, if you got this far, why stop?
The surgery at Mayo Clinic would make Derek the 18th person in the country to ever receive a face transplant. And as if Derek's story couldn't get any more remarkable.
The day I was able to see my face was the 10-year anniversary of the night that I tried to take my life away. It was like full circle.
March 5th, 2024.
Do you think that that was meant to be?
It was a sign from God, truly. He took a date that was very tragic and turned it into a good one.
People don't do double takes at him or point at him. It's just normacy again.
This is the third version of Derek. He has taken this gift and now travels as a guest speaker at high schools and events advocating for suicide prevention.
You know, the thought of suicide never crossed my mind. I kept up my feelings, emotions inside. I didn't want to talk to anyone about it. I wish I would have. Don't keep it in. You'll feel so much better.
Derek is now 30. He will soon have his last surgery, which includes getting new teeth and having his trach taken out, allowing him to eat solid foods for the first time in 11 years.
What are you looking forward to eating?
Pizza.
Yeah, that was a quick response.
He has received hundreds of thank you cards from those who have heard his story. He has changed thousands of lives. It is the third and final version of Derek Puff, the best one yet.
God chose our family for us to happen to, and for me to live. I truly believe that.
Now, Derek and Lisa never even mentioned it during our interview, but Derek's face transplant and all of his other surgeries cost well over $1 million. There's a GoFundMe to help. I've linked it with this story on WXYZ.com. In Harbor Beach, Sarah Michaels, 7 News Detroit.
It is so amazing that that young man is alive and can now touch so many lives. And it just gives the message for so many young people, when you feel so much pressure, you should really talk to someone.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
And
So you won't end up like that.
And how remarkable that he took every loss, every bit of pain, and transformed it into something that helps other people.
Positive, right?
Sharing that message cannot be easy, and he's doing it time after time.
Yeah, so
Really
thank
incredible.
goodness, Derek, you're still here, and thank goodness to your parents who are right by your side. Now, if you or someone you know is experiencing a mental health crisis, help is out there for you. You can call or text 988 at any time for free for confidential support. Call if you need it.
An incredible resource, 988 there.